Hello and welcome back to the Mind Body Business Podcast. I'm your host, Jane Belante, and I'm super happy to be here. I really have been thinking about attachment and attachment in the way that we think we have to hustle. And so it's not only hustling in our business, but in our lives. And it is this internal pull to it's almost like keeping up with the Joneses, right? It's this internal pull that we are not good enough. So we better hustle in order to be good enough. Welcome to the Mind Body Business Podcast. I'm your host, Jane Belante. And this show is about what happens when you stop separating your life, your work, and your well-being, and start leading all of it from truth. Each episode will explore the connection between your thoughts, your body, and your business so you can create a life and success that actually feels good. Let's get started. So let's get into this for today. When we're attached to all of these things, that's what creates anxiety in our bodies. And we walk around and on the outside, it looks like everything is great and everything is okay. And it looks like you have a great life, right? But on the inside, you're like, why am I not happy? And I want to tell you that I started to see this within myself. And I still pushed through it. So I want to go back to I guess 2021, because that's when awarenesses started to come, and awarenesses in the way of, having a fully blocked widowmaker artery. And I got the stent, and when I came home, it literally was just like, okay, well, I'm good, so press on. And it was like I was just going through the motions. Alex had started college at that time. Sarah was graduating from high school. It was COVID, and I just kept pushing through. It looked like I had the dream, and I kept on saying to myself, like, why am I not happy? Why do I hate this? But you keep pushing on because of perceived external pressure. And even though I was doing everything or being everything that I thought I needed to be, inside, I was like crumbling. And we really get caught up in this pressure, especially in our businesses, because we look around at social media, we look at YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 blah. And we see other people, and in our minds, in our perception, we think, my God, am I ever going to be good enough? We perceive them to be like whoever they are, right? We look at other people that seem to have it all, and we think, I don't have it all. I got to keep forcing. I got to keep pushing. I still see this in myself all the time. And what's great is I'm really good with awareness, but that doesn't mean that I don't get stuck in the hustle, in the forcing and the proving of myself. And I want to say that when that happens, it doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good in your body, guess what? It's not truth. And I get caught up in it, so I know that you do too. And we engage in all of this, like blaming ourselves, shaming ourselves, judging others. Maybe they're better than us. Maybe we're better than them. And our emotions get caught up and they start spinning and we start spiraling. And it's like what we need to do. And I'm saying need, I don't love that word. I usually change it to choose. But what we need to do is understand that these are perceptions. It doesn't mean that they're reality. The people that we are looking at that we perceive to be better than us, we have no idea what they're going through. It could be completely staged. It could be so curated that they can't even let themselves post until it's perfect. Right? And how does that feel? Curation to perfection feels like force. It feels fake. And when we are not allowed to sit in our own realness, when we're not allowed to be real, that's when we don't feel good. And when we focus our gaze on the outer world, on the external, what I want you to understand is that everything that we're seeing is a reflection of our inner world. So if I am stuck in the energy of proving to others that I am this and I am that and listen to me, what does that mean for my inner world? For my inner world, that means I don't trust myself. I think I'm an imposter. I better get out there and prove to everybody that I'm not. When inside, I'm still not convinced that I am what I say I am. Even though when I'm stuck in the proving, it feels like crap. And if I'm sitting in meditation or like in a bath, not on social media, I understand who I am. And guess what that feels? Good. Right? It's really this proving and this hustle culture that we live in right now. I mean, no wonder so many people have mental health issues right now. No wonder so many people are on drugs for anxiety and stress. No wonder. Because we never feel like we can be our true selves. And when we feel like we can be our true selves, we feel like we have to prove who that is to others in order to make ourselves feel like we belong. So, what if we detached from all of that? What if we detached and we looked at what we think we're desiring with new eyes? What if we detached from all of the proving all of the time? Because we think that we want some kind of certain experience to redeem us, to make us more worthy, or to show everybody else how great we are. And we get stuck in that false narrative. And then we begin to think that the dreams of others are the dreams for ourselves. I gotta go viral. I gotta have so many people need to like me. I need to be live and have, 250 people watching me all the time. Like, we don't even step out of somebody else's dream long enough to consider what our own dream is. Is that right for us? And I know for myself, I'm so sick of the proving. I'm so sick of having to come here live and not be myself. And I want to kind of backtrack because I am myself. I always pour it out to you, but in the frame of proving, I don't need to prove who I am. I don't need to put my video on YouTube and check it to see if anybody's watching. I know what I am saying is truth. I know what I am saying will resonate with other people. Why? Because I've already been through it myself and I've come out on the other side. And I almost teach in a way that is as I'm having the awarenesses. We are taught to reverse engineer everything. And what that does is it creates attachment to outcome. And what that attachment to outcome does is it makes us feel unworthy if we don't hit that outcome. And what that does in general is it takes away possibility for it to end up a completely different, amazing way that we didn't even expect. What if there's another direction we're meant to take, and because we're so attached to a certain proving, pushing, forcing, hustling outcome, we'll never give ourselves the chance to see it? We have these identities right now that don't allow us to see a bigger picture. All we see is social media. This is where we got to be. This is who we have to be. We got to go viral. People have to like our stuff. Nobody's liking my stuff. I can't believe nobody's liking my stuff. That must mean I suck. I better go prove. I better hustle more. And it's this endless cycle that takes the equation of possibility of what is actually possible for you out of the picture. Detachment allows us to it's almost like you're stepping out of your body and you're sort of up here and you get to witness what's going on. You allow yourself to see all of the different paths. And then we're not going to overthink to death all of those different paths. We're going to use our intuition to follow what feels best for us. And we're not quiet enough. We don't step out of the hustle enough, the proving enough to even understand what our intuition is. Or we know it's our intuition, but then we go and we discredit it over and over. No, God, I don't know if I could actually let myself do that. That's for them and not for me. Oh my God, what would people think of me? Right? And then we're right back into that hamster wheel, the cycle of nothing. If we all just followed our intuition, took out all of the overthinking that goes with it, Because overthinking throws us right back into the cycle of nothing again, right? Overthinking is, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Okay, I'm going to check out this scenario, then I'm going to look at this scenario, then I'm going to look at this scenario, then I'm going to look at this scenario. And what do you actually do? You don't do anything. You don't even let yourself move forward. But yet you're still in the mindset that you have to go and prove yourself, especially as solo female entrepreneurs. And it just feels like garbage in your body. It shows up for me now in my business as pressure to come on and give some sort of mindset shift while I'm on my podcast. Like, that's pressure, right? And when I step out of that, when I stop yelling at all the tools that I use, like ChatGPT, and all it's doing is listing and talking in negative cadence and using words like dramatic and quietly, like, like there's a clue here. Perhaps I should be speaking from my own intuition instead of letting a robot tell me what to say, right? The hustle culture and the proving is, give me something right now that I can do that's going to give somebody some sort of a mindset shift. I better get out there every single week and prove that what I'm saying is true. When I take a step back, I know that when I speak from my intuition, from my experience, and from the heart, that's what moves people. It's not yelling at a robot trying to make things perfect. That is hustle culture. That is attachment to outcome. And oof, it feels bad. Like the attachment to outcome feels bad. And when you look at your life and your business with detachment, you can observe how you identify with what you think you desire. So for years, until I stepped out of it, for years, I was identifying with desiring more likes, more engagement, more video views. I was identified with that. And if I wasn't getting them, I must not be good enough. People must not like me. Even though conceptually I'm like, well, probably people aren't just seeing it, they're not in the algorithm. I was identified with it. I was attached to it. I was attached to what I thought mattered. I thought likes mattered. I thought video views mattered. I thought comments mattered. Guess what? None of that matters. What matters is me showing up and speaking from truth. And the people that need me will find me. That's a whole different identity. That's a whole different way of being. Does this make sense to you? It's a complete detachment. I'm putting out a frequency. The people who need that frequency I'll show up in their feed. Somebody will tell them about me. They will find me when they are ready for me. It's a whole different frequency of, oh my God, I need to hustle. I need more likes. I need more video views. I need more comments. I need more shares. Like, that all feels like choking. It feels disgusting. It feels like you're on this treadmill that you can't ever get off of. And then you're doing things that you don't even like. Why? Because we are so obsessed with what we think we desire because other people are desiring it. Because we live in the world of social media right now and going viral and being an influencer and did it, right? We think that these certain experiences are going to redeem us and make us worthy. They're not. all it does is stomp us back down. So detachment means taking a step back. Who are you? What do you love? What does your intuition say you should be doing, but you're not letting yourself do? If we allow ourselves to detach, then we allow ourselves the power of possibility. And we can choose to continue doing what we're already doing, or we can change direction with a clear mind. There's no overthinking. There's just allowing, embodying, and being. And yes, it takes work. I'm not saying there's not going to be tears. There will be tears. But if you allow the tears to be medicine, like they allow you to become more aware of who you're being, the things that you're gripping to that are not even things that you want, or you think you want them because other people desire them too. If you are here with me live, I want you to tell me in the comments if this makes sense to you. Is this hitting home for you? Detach from the wants and the desires of others long enough to understand if they are your wants and your desires. And it's pretty amazing that when you actually have that awareness, like inside your body, like, oh my God, that isn't even what I want anyways. Or if you're doing something again and again and again because you hate it, but and you hate it, but you think you need to do it, that's a huge clue too. What are you attached to that's making you come and do this all the time, even though you hate it? So I want to take a moment and I want to talk to you just for a second about my podcast partners. And these are people that I work with exclusively. Each one of them is in my mastermind, and I love them and believe in them so much that I am absolutely honored to be partners with them for this Mind Body Business podcast. And we have a new partner this week, and it is Dogwood Exchange. And this is Angela Witzel. She has an amazing, amazing, beautiful property for retreats, art classes, and it really is a welcoming gathering place where creativity is nurtured through classes and small businesses are supported through festivals and connections thrive from retreats. I will actually be at her Jazzin' Up the Junk as one of the leaders this July with Royce from Royce Cycled and with Angela. You can visit Angela's website at dogwoodexchange.com. I will put that into the notes. And speaking of Royce, roycecycled.com is actually, I'm going to give you her retreat. So I am really, really grateful to be a presenter at Royce's retreat. I'm going to be talking about, of all things, identity and allowing yourself to create. So the retreat is April 22nd, and it is in Safford, Arizona. It's going to be a beautiful gathering of amazing women. And I went last year. I was a presenter last year. It was so wonderful. And so if you are not signed up for that retreat, allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to be there. It is a beautiful experience. So The Little Sparrow Collective is a curated group of independent artists, and they offer original art, handmade jewelry, creative gifts, and one-of-a-kind pieces you won't find anywhere else. If you love supporting real artists, and you know I do, go to the littlesparrowcollective.com. If you use code MindBody10, you will get 10% off your first order, which is really, really generous of them. So I'm going to put that in. And then lastly, and certainly not least, is Tendril and Thistle. I absolutely love her products. She has, well, I love all of her products, but the one I love specifically so much is the linen spray, and she has different blends. But I love it because I can spray my bed, walk in, get a beautiful scent, and it just really sets the mood for sleeping. I love it so much. And Tendril and Thistle invites you to slow down just for a moment, really. And that's what I ask you to do too, right? To reconnect with yourself, step out of the machine. And she has these beautiful self-care invitations. It's a small act of restoration crafted with comforting, handcrafted, pure essential oil blends and naturally derived ingredients to meet you right where you are. So maybe it's you beginning your day. She has some beautiful spa products, like shower products, pausing for breath. She's got rollers. She has, like I said, the sprays. Tending to your body or unwinding into rest. These simple, mindful moments remind you that care doesn't need to be elaborate to be meaningful. You can just give yourself a tiny little moment. And so I am putting her website in the comments. They will be in the show notes. tendrilandthistle.com/pages/the-invitations, code MindBody10 for 10% off your order. And I just want to thank you so much for being here, and for showing up for yourselves, for thinking that this is important for you to start your week. And I'm trusting that it gives you pause to detach and to become more and more aware of who you are and who you're being so that you can create the life and the business that you want. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week, Monday.